Greetings, Glitter Gang, and welcome back to Kathryn Scraps Live. My name is Kathryn, and I am going to be crafting live in the Coffin album, the Quick and Easy Coffin album. There is a playlist on YouTube with this album, and of course it's available in the archives like all of my videos are. We just finished the second of the two larger spreads. This one is the Raven themed spread. It's beautiful. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the last one. Okay, so we're going to work on matting the, and look at the album and how tidy it stays because of all the magnets being perfectly aligned. It stays in this nice block. So that's great. Okay. All right. So step one is pick the pattern paper and then we'll go from there. So okay. All right, now this one we already used, so we still could do this one, which I kind of like love the hands reaching for the key as a way to finish out the album, like they're trying to rise from the dead. So that's a strong possibility. This one, I wonder if the frame would... Oh, wow. I mean, we could get the frame in there. So it almost looks like a window into the coffin of this person in some ways. So that's a cool direction to go as well. This is why making these templates can help you so much, because seeing it like this makes it look more like something I could or would use than how it looked when it was just on a 12 by 12. And then we could also have it in just the corner, but I don't like that as much. So I think not. I think not to this one. And then, no, this is not as good as this, I don't think. We used, this image is in here 3 times though. So you have plenty of 3-headed lady options. Okay. So it's down to Kitty. Hi. How fancy meeting you here. Is that why Marcel was sad? Did you chase him off? Okay. So, it's, you know, Night of the Living Dead reaching from the ground for the key, which that's very cool as well. Or seeing into the coffin, like as if there's a glass window in the coffin. So, A, B, A, B. What to do, what to do, what to do. Now, this one in particular could be used to line the inside cover. So I'm kind of leaning towards this one for that reason, because I feel like this one would look cool as the liner of the back cover, and then we could use some of this newsprint to line the front cover. So let's keep that in mind and go that direction. All right, Kitty, do you want to come up here and say hi to your friends? You haven't seen them in a long time. Or are you going to sit on the floor? Come on. Come on. Come on. Is the 3 heads somewhere in the album already? Let's check and make sure it's not. All right. So not in this first layout. Not in the middle. We definitely leaned heavily into creepy children in the beginning. And then we just did this one. It's not in there. So no. Let's do the 3 heads now. Let's use this to line the back cover. And then let's find something that matches it to line the front cover. And then we will set them aside. Okay. So we could use this skeleton because it does have the same, if you look, it has the same deteriorating wallpaper with the newsprint showing through. So as bookends, these two would work. I just don't love the baby. I'd rather a little skeleton. I don't like that little kid. So I don't like that little kid as much. All right, so I'm gonna just see if there's nothing better than this, and if there's nothing better than that, we'll set that aside, and if there's something better than that, we'll set that aside. Well, we don't exactly have anything, but the one that I did see was this one. This one right here. You can see it's got the same almost concrete effect as this with the same deteriorating wallpaper. So what we could do is put this on the front and this on the back, or vice versa. But we could add like this, some of these. Okay, so over here, see like this? We could pull some of these out of the pages that they're in and add them to the inside front or back cover to zhuzh it up a little bit. If I do that, I just want to pull it out now. I actually think this is the one to go with. So what I'm going to do is keep it with this and this. Keep those together. Just going to flip through. And see if there's anything. Let's see. I mean, I guess we can just wait for the decorating portion because we have so many things that we could possibly be using. So let's not worry about it. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put these embellishments to the side for a bit. All right. But I want to separate these papers out so I don't accidentally use them. Okay. You need some brain juice. I know, right? Brain juice. Who sells brain juice? I need it. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 8.5 by 11. I'm just going to make sure I keep it centered when I do that. And then I'll be right back. And we can just trace the back of it. Okay, all right. Okay. Marcel. Hi, sweetie. Oh. Hi, what happened? What happened? How come you're all wet? Hmm? That's a kitty. That's your friend Kitty. Okay. Hi, Kitty. There's a little Marcel. Hey. Yeah, you like Marcel? Yeah, you like Marcel. There you go. There you go. There you go. So Marcel and Kitty have been having some tension lately because Marcel accidentally scratched Kitty's nose and cut it pretty bad. And it was an accident and he didn't know what he was doing. He was playing kind of rough because he's a baby. But she's still holding a grudge about it. So I'm trying to give her extra pets when Marcel's around. Because they were getting along really well before this happened. And I want her to go back to seeing Marcel as a positive versus a negative. All right. So that's how it's gonna look. Marcel. Read the room, Marcel. Kitty. It's okay. It's okay. He's just playing. He's not trying to hurt you. Oh. Marcel, you gotta read the room. She said no. Okay, it's just centered very, very well. So we can just trace on the back. Hey. Hey, you two. Hey. Exactly, Melanie. No means no. You gotta learn it when you're young. All right. So now all we have to do is trim this down. I think her nose being hurt was also part of why she was kind of off her food and really reacting to all the stress in the house. So it's just from Kitty's perspective, it's been a really, really bad 2 weeks. And I get that. So I'm not trying to push them to get along, but basically if he's approaching her, then I will give her pets so that she sees him as good. But I don't make her hang out with him or interact with him or anything like that. If she wants to exit the room, she's always free to exit the room. So hey, I know you're sad because you lost your buddy, but she needs to, you know, figure her stuff out. You gotta let her have time, okay, to get over her resentment. Well, poor little guy. I feel bad because, you know, he's just a baby. And I feel bad for Kitty because, you know, really Kitty doesn't like other cats. And so it was nice to think that she was going to not have a lot of stress over Marcel the way she's had stress over Stormy and Tiny Cat. Because the two of them were getting along really, really well. But this definitely set them way back. But it's not a total lost cause because she's still protective of him if he gets into beef with Tiny Cat. So I think she'll get over it. I think she's just having a tough time right now. It's been a lot for Kitty this week. Hey, Kitty, just stay up there. You'll be safe up there. All right, so now, this is gonna look so cool. Okay, okay, it looks cool. And then we have a few sheets that we didn't use earlier. So maybe these kind of turquoise ones. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Okay. Perfect. We'll stick it down. Okay. And these are ready to go? Yes, ready to go. I think they might need to be inked, so I'm just gonna ink them really quickly. All right, so now we just have to tape her. And Marcel walked across her with wet feet, so we're gonna have to add some extra tape to help her lay flat. So I'm going to put 2 long strips of tape on this one just to help hold it down because it is a little wrinkly from where the pitter patter of little kitty feet got it wet. All right. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the blade on my craft knife, and I'm going to put it in a larger piece of paper than I normally would, just because of Marcel doesn't really go in the trash as much as he goes in the recycling, but just in case, I'm going to really wrap it tight because I don't want any hurt kitty possibilities. Okay. So I'm gonna that noise isn't annoying at all. All right. Okay. And I want to keep the, blade itself to the inside as much as possible. So I'm gonna just There we go. I feel confident that even if he were to find it and gnaw on it for a while, he would be okay. Okay. All right. All right, so let's get this stuck down. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing, kiddo? Hey, you okay? How you doing, kiddo? All right. Hey. Hi. You got a cut? Are you okay? All right. You look okay, buddy. You're just sleepy, I guess. Last thing I need is Kitty doing some damage. To go to the vet and be like, my cats hate each other. What do I do? This one's a baby and he won't stop trying to play. Okay. All right, so now all the matting is done on the outside. We still have 40 minutes, so let's go ahead and see if we can get the matting on the inside done really quickly here. And I do have already this blue coffin, and we didn't use it because there wasn't really, I didn't see a paper like very obviously that matched it. So I'm just gonna flip through and see if we can find it a match. I mean, this blue is a match, but it's not big enough, I don't think, so. Yeah, this isn't the right stack of papers. Now, something like this might be okay. I just don't think so, though. There's something about this pattern. It's the only one in the collection that's really like that. So that's kind of the issue. It doesn't have anybody that kind of goes with it. So I think what I'm going to do is use these two that are very similar. This is just this one with like that overlaid, and we'll just use these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these down to 8.5 by 11, and then we'll, hey buddy. Hey, sweetie. Hi. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to break up any more cat fights. I just want to make sure this one is centered. Well, maybe I'll just use the template. I don't really, okay. Yeah. So I want to make sure we get as much of that as possible. So let me just All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the other, hey baby, you are such a sleepy kitty. Why don't you go find someone to snuggle with and go to bed? No? You want to be right under my feet? It wants to be right under my feet, friends. Okay, so hi kitty. Hi. Hey buddy. Hey. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this centered in here. Damien's downstairs. You want to go say hi to Damien? No? What do you do when you've got such a intense buddy, huh? What do you do? Hi, precious. Okay. We're just going to be really careful. Go slow with the rotary trimmer. Hey. Hey, buddy. You're doing great. You're doing a great job. You want to... No! You dropped it. You dropped it. Yeah, we're trying not to cut his little tail off. So I don't have to go to the vet and be like, hey. My bad. All right, so coffin number 1. That's the harder of the 2 coffins. The other coffin we can just trace right on the back and we'll be fine. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this corner just like this. That's just going to tell me where the edge of the paper is. So you can see on the back, I'll know where to put my template. That I need to be, you know, inside these lines. And just gonna put this one right there so I can see it pretty easily. All right. Yeah. I don't think there's any way I'm getting out of that without a visit from the ASPCA. So. You like your tail, right, Marcel? You want to keep it on your body? That's where you like it? Right on your little bod. Hey, hey. You're such a good kitty, Marcel. Just need to work on respecting other people's boundaries a little bit more. And then you'll be in great shape. You'll be in great shape. All right, Marcel, we made it. We made it. All right. So we've got 2 of those, and we need 1 of the folding ones and 1 of the ones that don't fold, and then we need 1, 2, 3 photo mats. We'll use those 3. All right. So let's ink. And we will put the one with the more detail underneath the showcase mat versus the photo mat. The photo mat will go on the one that's more plain. He's watching me so intently, but also trying to sleep at the same time. Someone commented on one of the recent videos that if it was a rule that all crafters had to have a cat, and I said, YouTube sends you one after your 100th video. So that's how you get a cat. And I said, I don't even like cats. So it's just like, but I have them now. You're watching so intently, Marcel. So yeah, if you haven't yet, search on YouTube for Marcel the Shell so you can see his namesake. Oh, you have a little, let me help you. You have a little tape on your paw. There you go. Oh, you still have tape on your paw, Marcel. Marcel, what are you doing? You have tape all over your paws. Where'd you get tape on your paws, huh? Was it in the craft room? Digging through trash cans? Is that where? I don't know. I don't know where you got tape on your paws. I don't know where you got tape on your paws. So, I don't know who read the October Book Club book, if anyone did. I actually did. I listened to the audiobook of it on the drive to Virginia when I drove to Virginia because my brother was in the hospital, because we just, at that point, we just had no idea, like, the complexity of what he'd be dealing with and how long it was going to take and how, like, touch and go it would be. So I thought I would just be there for a couple days and then be back and everything would be normal. So I actually did read the October book. If people want to have a discussion of it, we can do that next week, because with embellishing, it'll be probably a little more chill, easier to discuss. The book was The Night Watchman by Louise Erdrich. And it was an interesting book. I do like the kind of way that she chose to tell the story, where she could have just made it literally about the Night Watchman and about the fight for their land and that sort of thing. But she, you know, was able to show, I mean, there was some stuff in there that I was like, I don't know that this needs to be in here, but just able to show kind of what they're up against day to day, you know, the struggles, all the different problems that need to be addressed without literally spelling them out, you know. And her character work was really great, I thought. So many of the characters were very, very present for me. I could visualize them really well. But I don't know if enough people read it that you want to do it. Let me know. All right. Okay. Melanie says her cats somehow hold all their fur until she has sticky tape or glue on her desk, and then they hop up and start shedding everywhere because they somehow can control their sheds. That's funny. I've heard dogs prepare you for children and cats prepare you for teenagers because of their nature, and I think that is kind of really a funny way to look at cats, as surly teenagers. Marcel's thinking about doing something dumb. He's trying to approach Kitty again. She's gonna have to face punch him. I wish he would just understand subtler cues than face punching, but face punching seems to be the only way she can get through to him. So, for whatever reason. Hey, Kitty. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. My sister had jury duty this week, but then she got excused. So, all right. I think we're ready to put this last layout together. So let's get the coffin. All right, so this is the side that's gonna have the photo mat. So we'll use this less detailed paper behind the photo mat. because on that page people will be looking at the photos. One thing the Coffin album has me thinking of is like, what other shapes could we do? You know? So like we've done this coffin, that's cool, but what other shapes could we play around with, you know? All right, so okay, so we're gonna put this down and then we'll use our template to line up our photo mats. Then we'll add our magnets. Oh, a Christmas tree ornament. Yeah, something. A heart. Yeah, a heart could be good. A heart could be kind of similar because we could, you know, we would attach it very similar to this. It's a very similar shape, actually. You know, we just have to make sure we made the heart in such a way that we could fit at least one 4x6 photo on it. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to get the booklet. All right, and we're going to use our template to, I have to take the tape off it. It still has the tape on it from earlier. Okay. Hi, Renee. I want to do, in terms of shapes, like I would want to do, I want to keep it like with the coffin, because the coffin is, you know, you just need to be able to draw straight lines. You don't have to have like a machine or anything. So this is my Halloween project, Renee, with the Halloween night paper. It is a coffin-shaped album. We're working on matting the papers, and then we're going to come back and embellish. Probably next week we'll be doing the embellishing because we only have a few minutes left tonight. All right. Okay. So now the magnet is here. Okay. So that's where we'll go look for the magnet, and the way we look for the magnet is just drop a magnet, okay, and the magnet will find its place. And if you just drop the magnet and let the magnet find its spot, then the magnet will be the correct polarity as well. All right, so then just gonna pull the magnet off. Oh, a gingerbread house. See, that's what we're looking. We would just want kind of I want kind of funky sides. All right, and then we'll just put a little tape down over it. And let's put and then this is our showcase page. So we'll put down that woman I cut out earlier, if I can just find her in my pile of scraps. Where did you go, lady? Okay, she's got to be in this stack somewhere. Here she is. All right. Ta-da. Okay. All right. So let me just ink her and stick her down. So this is something that we're doing to showcase pieces of the 8.5 by 11s, so they don't get covered up, is having these mats where they're looking, and then these booklets over here for photo mats. So, okay. So, let's see. But yeah, gingerbread house would be cute. I have actually done a gingerbread house before, but if there was one that we could just make without SVGs, that would be good. Because that's the one thing that's kind of great about the coffin, is it's a simple enough shape, you know. But I think a gingerbread house could be, we could do in such a way that we could have the same effect. And still just do it with math. With the maths. And making our own templates. Oop. Okay, so now that she's down, it's time to work on the next magnet. So what we do is it's the same process. We're gonna take a magnet and just drop it on the page, and it'll align itself where it needs to go. Then we're gonna stick a glue dot on the magnet, and then we're gonna open this flap and close the coffin, and that will put the magnet where we want the magnet to be. And there we go. And then one more time. Yeah, that's kind of my problem too, Renee, is I'm not good with the machines, and I understand that that's my lack of educating myself, but I also just don't want to educate myself. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like, you know, so I just do templates, and that's just what I do, you know? No big deal. All right, so now that we've got those magnets down, we can just quickly do the last little bit. But a gingerbread house is fun. I did already do my Christmas project for 2022. I actually told Kathy I would send it to her, but that was before I had 2 hurricanes and my brother went in the hospital and I had COVID. So 2022 has not been my year. I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing Christmas in July. You'll have it, you know, really early. Whatever. Barbara Jean will make SVGs for anyone who wants them because she loves SVGs. That's her thing, and she can make them quick and beautiful. So yes, I did have a chipboard. What about a fireplace? Like a mantle, something that looked like a mantle, and we could hang stockings from it. Life, man, life. Life gets in the way of crafting all the time. All right. Okay, so all the magnets are in the book. We're done with magnets. And the book is now fully matted. So, all right. Okay, so here is the book. All right, so this is how it opens. So we have 2 pages like this that are a double coffin. So we have 2 double coffins, one on the front and one on the back. And then we have the quad coffins, and we have 2 of the quad coffins. So these are the quad coffins, and they fan out like that. Okay, and we have 2 of these as well. All right, this is the Raven themed one. And then again, these photo mats come out so that you've got 6 photos per coffin, or per coffin set. So 3 photos per coffin. And then the one we just did. So what we'll do is now next week we'll come back through and we'll make another pass through the whole, and then that's the spine. Okay, so next week we'll come back through, we'll make a whole nother pass on the album where we'll add embellishments. So everything's matted, we've got our photo mats in here, like all of that's done. So now it's just the zhuzhing it up fun thing. And then once we've put all the embellishments in it, then we'll put the cover and the spine on it. And that will look really cool. I'm really excited for the cover of this album in particular. I'm excited for it because I think it'll be so cool to have a chipboard coffin cover. Like that'll be just such an interesting look. So I'm really excited for that. So that's what we're going to start next week. We're going to come through, we're going to do all of the embellishing and all of that, and then we have the cover and the spine still to do as well. And we are going to, as you can see, we're going to bind it here on this edge. That's where we're going to bind it. So it's going to look very cool. I think we're all going to really enjoy how it looks in the end. And so it opens away from the spine. So that's how it opens. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So what it'll do is, the cover and the spine will be kind of similar to normal how we do, because it's just, it's 6 sides instead of 4 sides, but it's kind of the same like technique or whatever. So it's not going to be too crazy. It's just more we have to like get our template for our cover, because we have to make one more template for the chipboard because it's a different size than the pages or the mats. So we just have to make one more template and then we'll be all good. And then we'll just bind it here like we would any normal album. And we'll do a soft spine so it lays flat. And one thing I want to do is what I want to think about maybe is doing the soft spine like with pattern paper, but then putting black straps around it that look like almost like buckles, almost as if that's like what's holding the coffin shut. You know what I mean? So those buckles would be decorative. They wouldn't do anything. But just make them out of something like flexible, like craft tex, and you would see the design of the spine peeking through, and then the strap would be over it, and maybe make it look like it's really holding it shut. I'm thinking here, this is a way, way, way back. If you remember when Tim Holtz first came out with Grunge Board, they had those like hinge looking things on there. That's kind of what I have in mind. So trying to find a way that we can replicate that ourselves with craft text or something like that. I think that'll be really cool. So that's all coming up. So just a reminder, I'm here Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. We're going to keep doing this album totally live, all the decorating till the very end, till it's completely done. So we have at least one more week of classes on this one, possibly 2, before it's finished, but we're going to be wrapping it up here soon. Of course, we did already do Christmas, so Christmas is in the bag. And you can check for Christmas as well. And that's it. Yeah, we're just going to be keeping on with the quick and easy coffin album. And it is quick and easy. Once you have your templates, it goes so quickly. It's not hard to do this album at all. You don't, it's not difficult, I promise. It's just mostly it's a way to like really showcase paper. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful evening. Remember to stay hydrated, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.